This is Thoughts with C, J, and L.
A podcast by three Asian American people with thoughts on being Asian, American, and people.
In this episode, we're talking about grad school. Hi everyone, this is Editor Jam. Just wanted to give you a little context before this episode starts. We're obviously not recording in person, so we're doing this virtually. And our connection for this episode wasn't the greatest. So at some point, I got disconnected. And so that kind of explains some of the chaos you're going to hear towards the end of the episode. But yeah, have fun.
All right, everybody. So we're back after another hiatus for a mini season, potentially a full season.
The way that we don't even know. Here we go.
Thanks to the magic of the winter holidays and some time off from school, we're back to share some thoughts about life.
And do we have thoughts about life? The way that you think you understand life and then you keep doing it and the less you know. I hate it.
Yeah.
And that's it for this episode.
Okay, everyone, share. Should we do like how the semester went?
So right now it's the end of December of 2022, which is wild. And we just finished our first semester of grad school and we are recovering during winter break. So here are some updates on what we've been up to and what we've learned this semester. Who wants to start?
Okay, I'll go. Okay, yeah, so I started grad school. I actually started in the summer, a little bit before you guys did. And I've gone through 3 quarters and I have 2 more quarters to go, which is technically 5 quarters. But anyway, I'm over halfway done with my program, which is good because I'm dying and I hate school. I think the one thing that I learned from grad school is, okay, well, I feel vindicated by the fact that I hate grad school so much because I'm like, all of my past angst is valid because it wasn't me. It was just that I hate school. I don't know. I'm just excited to be done soon-ish next year. And I think we'll get into this, but I feel like my personality at school is very one-dimensional because I'm like, do school, get a job, and that's it.
Wait, okay. So I'm in PT school right now, and we always ask our patients on a scale of 0 to 10 what their pain level is. If 0 was no pain at all, and then 10 was the worst pain you've ever experienced in your life, how would you rate your grad school experience so far from 0 to 10?
Oh my God. If you had asked me a month ago, I'd probably say like an 8. But right now, 0 because it's winter break.
Okay, but like as a whole.
You know, I don't know. I complain a lot, but honestly, it isn't, I think, as bad as undergrad. Like the purely school aspect of it, it feels a lot more mental or like just like I'm here because I want to be here instead of like I'm here because I have to be here. And that part of it is really hard to like think about because it's like, well, I'm complaining and I hate this, but at the end of the day, like if I want to drop out, I can just drop out. I'm here because I want to be here. So it's painful, but probably not that painful if I'm being really honest with myself. But I'm gonna say 8 still because I like to be dramatic. I think you guys should give a brief update though.
For me, school was a lot. I guess like, okay, context. Well, should I share that I'm in med school? Is that like, I don't, no one listens to our podcast. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, anyway, I'm in med school. And it's like a lot of learning. And I feel like I'm always on a weird tightrope where I need to balance everything, like in terms of my mental health, my physical health, and like my studies. And like if one were to fall off, the thing too is that I also want to be in school right now because like I do want to be a doctor. But if I fall off, I will fall into an abyss and like there is no way out kind of thing. Because like, right, there's no other way to be a doctor other than to complete med school, and it's always like high stakes for every exam. And I think last semester I got the hang of it and I could like feel when I knew enough to pass, which is all I want at this point. But I am worried about next semester. But in terms of my pain scale, I think it like slowly decreased throughout the semester. I think it started with like a 9 just because I was thrown into it and I didn't know what I was doing. And I slowly, figured it out. But it's still like a lot. So it's just also I think I'm numb to the pain now. And so like
Your pain tolerance has gone up.
it's super high now. Like the rigor of it all and like the commitment and like what it takes is something that I've learned. We could probably talk about this later, but just like the solitude maybe of studying, at least in the healthcare field. Yeah, which as an extrovert is not my favorite thing to do. But yeah, that's my intro.
So what was your pain scale? Sorry, I missed it.
Okay, also though, I feel like it's gonna get worse, so I can't really say anything. Like maybe a 7.
Okay, average.
Yeah. Doc, what does that mean?
Um, that's a moderate pain you got there. Okay. For me, honestly, I feel like I had a pretty good time.
No,
Kind
Jam,
of.
I can tell. I feel like grad school's been so good for you. I'm like, oh, she's thriving.
She's out here living her best life. Every
I'm
time I get a message, it's like, I love Chicago.
Meanwhile, I just complain every second of
No,
every day. I'm like, I hate this. I
every
need to
time
leave.
we try to like schedule a call, Kat's like, no, I can't do nights because I'm going out.
I'm going to happy hour. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you can go to happy hour.
So clearly I'm not the only one living out here.
No, she's livid.
No, it's been good. It's been kind of a weird transition because I did take a gap year before going back into school. And like this is another topic we can touch on more later, but I feel like I kind of turned into like school mode where because there's like a lot going on, and especially like me moving to a new place, getting situated, meeting a lot of new people, starting a whole new program is like the only thing I could think about was what I needed to do next and like school, like what do I need to study. Like everything I thought about was like very school related. So I felt like I didn't really have a lot of time or space to think about life or really introspect about everything that was happening,
Hmm.
which is good that I'm on break now because now I actually have the time to like sit down and think about everything that happened in the past semester. But this trimester, I would say that like it was really fun. Like I really enjoyed what I'm learning. And like I felt like mentally I've been like the most stable I've ever been. But also physically, I've never experienced like in the past when I say like, oh, I'm anxious, I would be like, oh, my mind is on overdrive. So like I would have
Hmm.
like a lot of thoughts just running around in my head. I feel like I can't have a moment of peace in my head. But now it's translated into a lot of like dreams where I'm like really stressed out or I feel like I forgot something or like I don't know, I failed an exam or whatever. Or like I would lose my appetite or like I can't sleep. But mentally I would be fine,
Hmm.
you know. So that has been interesting. But like mood wise, I've been good and I've been happy. So on the pain scale level, I would say probably like a 2 or 3.
Oh my gosh. Dude, Jam, I think I
Bro.
live my day to day on a 2. Well, but then I just said 8 for my entire semester, so I guess I'm just not. Wow. Wait, is 5 average or is 5 bad on the pain scale? Wait, 0 is probably good because 0 is no pain, right? 0 is
Yeah,
probably
there
when,
was no pain.
oh.
So
Yeah, I could not relate to that. I'm sorry you're having stress dreams, but also like, how are you only a 2 or 3?
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just all of the stress I usually have when I'm conscious now translates to when I'm not conscious.
So
Hmm.
you're tabling it for when you're not conscious.
Yeah. So I'm still experiencing stress, but not when I'm conscious.
She's like, unconscious me got it later.
Yeah.
But I think that's good though, because then you can like you can actually focus on what you want to do.
Yeah. Like day to day has been good.
Oh, I was gonna ask, do you feel like your classmates feel the same, like for both of you guys?
I don't know. I don't want to speak on behalf of my classmates, but I think my impression is that because my program is so diverse, like people have such different backgrounds. Some people have been like academics their whole professional career, right? Like, so I'm doing a master's in public health. And so some people have been, or they were like in med school and now they're just doing an MPH, or they're prepping for residency and they're doing their MPH post med school or whatever. Some people are like planning to do PhD work and are really interested in academia, that type of thing. So a lot of people have really different perspectives, and I think some people really thrive in academic environments and they really like being in a school and just like classes and all of that stuff is like really good for them, even if school's stressful because you've got like classes and all that stuff. So I don't know that like everybody is super stressed. And for me, I think like course load, like work, homework, exam wise, my program really isn't that demanding because, or compared to like what I've had to do in the past, like my undergrad degree, it was like really technical STEM, like crazy exams, stress, coding, computers. Like it was just, I feel like I've had to do more rigorous academic stuff. No offense to my school and my program. Oh my God. I think for me, like the pain is more so coming from like, I just don't. And I think this is like an issue that I've had with school and academics my whole life, which is why like the whole vindication thing coming in of just being like, this isn't real. Like when I was working, I felt like, oh my gosh, like the work that I'm doing translates into things that are tangible, that are long lasting, that are relevant to real life. Whereas, in school, I'm like studying things that are really cool and that I really like. But at the end of the day, like the freaking memos that I'm writing, the analyses that I'm doing, it's not really real. Like it's just like a project for a class. And I think that is where most like it's like more existential pain than like school stress, learning things pain. And it's so busy too, because even if it's not hard, I still have to spend time doing it, And so a lot of times I think throughout the term, my schedule is just basically like, okay, what is literally the next thing that I have to do? Like, I got to work on that today. And it's just like one of those games where you're just like hopping over the fence post and whatever comes next is the thing and it's really hard to like reflect or to like be a well-rounded person when you're just literally always thinking about, okay, what do I have to do next?
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I meant when I said like I'm in school mode because I literally just think about school and nothing else.
Like, is it your
Yeah.
one-dimensionalness?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But okay, and this is another thing. Oh my gosh, guys, I literally like feel like I have so much to get off of my chest now that we
Oh,
started
say
talking.
it.
I'm
This
like,
is now a therapy session. Spill your
I'm like,
guts.
I need to vent. I need to put this out there. But I think the other thing too is part of it is okay, as much as I complain and like hate just being this one-dimensional person who's always thinking about school and like work, it's been kind of nice in other ways because I think, well, I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but like I journal and write and like think a lot about life. But I think earlier this year, even getting into the summer, I felt like I was hitting a point where I was journaling a lot, but I had like nothing to write, nothing to say, and like nothing that I was like, nothing new to process or digest. And then school like really picked up and life really picked up. Like I started my practicum, started working my capstone, like all this other crazy stuff started happening. And then I got too busy, right? So I like wasn't journaling. And I think I was going like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks without writing stuff. And then all of a sudden, like now, I was thinking at the end of the term, I'm like, wait, I think I have a lot of things to like think about and to go through and to like and life reflections to ruminate over. All of a sudden, again, even though I haven't been journaling or whatever. Okay, I didn't listen to the change episode before we started this, but I was like, maybe you have to like live life in order to have thoughts on life.
I feel like this makes sense though because we actually tried to make season 4 at the
Hmm.
beginning of the semester and we like recorded 2 episodes or something. But then we just realized that we were just talking nonsense because we literally don't have formulated thoughts. Like we're going through life, but we haven't had the time to process anything. And so we have no thoughts. And so like
Like,
the episodes that we recorded were just not good.
they were so forced.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also relate to the journaling thing though, because I also usually journal. I probably don't journal as much as you do, Kat, but I do journal pretty regularly. But this whole trimester, I journaled maybe like 2 or 3 times. Like it was very, very minimal. And it's like part of it was like because of laziness, because I was like, I don't have the time or energy to journal or whatever. But then also, I didn't feel the need because I didn't have a lot of things that I was thinking about besides school, which makes me think that is it possible to live life and process life at the same time?
Why don't you know the good times when you're in the good times?
I literally thought about that. I was like, oh my God.
I think you can't, it's like possible to acknowledge the time that you're in, but I don't think like you need to step back and then like fully evaluate everything to see how it all flows together, if that makes sense. Like in the moment, you can be like, I guess for grad school, like I'm not having a good time, but like me reflecting on the semester, I realized like how much I've grown. I think I journaled a lot about my feelings, not anything like substantial, like, oh, this is what I did today, da 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 da. It was just like, oh, I'm feeling more confident with like the work. And then like sometimes I would say, oh, I got this grade and that was so much better than I expected, or like that's so much better than what we did before. And then being able to like go back and read like how freaked out I was at the beginning of the semester was kind of how I journaled. More emotions, less like content. But being able to like step back and then look at all of it, like it's a balance of everything, right? As we always say, of just like, yeah, recognize, but don't like ruminate in the present moment. And then also like appreciating the opportunity to step back and then like look at everything so that you can talk about it, I think is what it is. But that's my hot take.
Wait, question for the group. How do you feel like you've changed throughout the semester now that we have time to reflect?
Well, okay. I was talking to my parents about this, and I was like, I feel old. For the first time in my life, I have felt a little bit old. Not old in a bad way, just like I don't know if it's because my brain is like getting closer to being fully developed or what, but I just feel like I just like don't care anymore. Not about I don't know. I think I just feel like I'm older and I feel less passionately about stuff that doesn't affect me.
That's interesting because I remember maybe like a year ago or two, like you were complaining to me and you're like saying how you get so annoyed by other people who would complain that they're old. And you're like, old.
No, but I think it's in relation to other people, right? Like it's like you look at a young person or a younger person and you're like, I feel old compared to this younger person. But I don't because like I think in my environment, I'm still a lot of times like the youngest person around. There's not very many people. I don't think there's anyone in my program who's like younger than I am. And then in my day-to-day too. I think it's more so I think I feel older than I used to feel. Like I look at myself when I was like what, like 18, I'm like I'm definitely older than she she was. Like I think if I met my 18-year-old self, I'd be like, wow, I feel old compared to you. But it's not necessarily in relationship to anybody else or like my external environment. I think it's just thinking about how I feel about things now.
Do you feel like the oldness is more about your energy level, or is it your maturity level, or how your way of thinking has developed?
I don't know.
All
I don't
the
know. Okay. I also am like I feel suspicious because somebody told me because I recently turned 24. Should I say that? I don't know if it's okay to share things like
no
that
one
on the-
listens to our podcast.
Okay.
It's fine.
No one listens to the
Okay.
podcast.
Somebody recently told me was like they were like, "Oh, when you turn 24, you'll start to like realize things or like things will start to make
Okay.
sense because your brain is starting to fully develop." And they were like telling me about how they like had turned 24 earlier and then were just like realizing things. And they didn't like say anything more than that, and it was kind of ominous, but I feel like I get it. Like I don't know if Loho you feel like that. I don't know if it's okay to but I feel like once I turned 24 things just like started to make sense weirdly.
Like what?
I don't know.
What am I missing out on?
Lowe's like nothing makes sense.
Like everything is still kind of confusing. I think I won't know until I'm 25, I won't lie. Like what is supposed to make sense now?
Maybe it's like the fact that nothing makes sense. I'm like, oh, that makes sense because it doesn't make sense, or nothing makes sense. Or maybe it's like an acceptance mindset, like, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know where I was going with the 24 thing. Maybe my brain is just solidifying and
But like what's supposed to make sense? I'm waiting for it to happen for my own brain.
what doesn't make sense? Everything makes sense. Yeah, I think that's what it is. You just realize that you can't really control things. Or I realize I'm like, whatever, everybody can just do their own thing and I'll do my thing and we'll just all go about life. But that's how people get complacent and how systems stay in place. So,
So we have to fight the urge.
yeah, to get old.
Wait, I was gonna say I'm not 24 yet, but I feel like that was what I was gonna say about how I've changed throughout the semester, as in like I don't take things personally anymore. Because I'm like, I'm just gonna do my thing, you do your thing. I'm not gonna think about like what you think. Because I feel like I used to spend a lot of time thinking about what other people think, or like what I think what other people think, you know?
Yeah, I think I used to be like really irritated by people who like I thought were wrong. And now I'm just like, you know what? Everybody has their own lived experience. People, I might think that they're wrong, but at the end of the day, everybody's going to think what they think. And so I've just got to accumulate more power so that they can still be wrong, but I can be more right. I don't know.
What do you mean by more power?
It's all about power and wealth, guys. That's what it is. Opinions don't matter.
Actually, though.
Yeah, maybe that's what I've realized. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's about power, wealth, and privilege, not about opinions and right or wrong.
Yes. I just watched White Lotus. Have you guys seen it?
Nope.
You guys need to watch it. It's like so good. But the first season was like commentary on wealth and power basically, and the second one was commentary on like sex. But in both, basically the premise is that there's a bunch of people who visit an island or like some vacation area and then like drama happens. And then the first one, the tourist kid doesn't get screwed over and he has a happy ending. But like, okay, also these are all like really rich people. Like all the tourists are really rich people living in like these extravagant like resorts. The tourist kid, he doesn't get screwed over and has a good life, like from the outcome because there's so much drama. And then the kid who like actually lives on the island gets screwed over and his life is so messed up. But then in the second season, a different tourist kid, he gets screwed over, but his life is fine because like basically he just got like ripped off of like $50,000, but like to him that's a drop in the bucket and he's like fine and it doesn't matter. And then like the people who live on the island, their lives are significantly better because like they got the 50,000 so they weren't screwed over. But it just goes to show like how little their wealth could like greatly improve the lower class, but then for them it's like it doesn't matter. And I was like, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you can easily now, especially now, like on Venmo, you can just send someone thousands of dollars, and their whole life is changed. And for what reason? Money isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, grad school.
Grad school.
It just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. No
Wait,
one
I'm
knows.
gonna try to turn off my video.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good.
gonna try to turn off my video to see if it makes it better.
Is it better?
Should we turn off our videos?
Wait, no, I want to see you though.
But if the wait, is it like not good connection though?
Yeah, y'all are still laggy for me.
I'll turn my video off.
Me too.
Okay, what about now? Guys, this reminds me of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
With the rocks.
Oh my gosh, I love the rocks. Dude, that was the best part.
Guys, the theme of this season is Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's
Rocks
gone.
is gone.
Jam's gone. Aloha, this is literally the rocks. I just
Everything is stupid. Wait, what did they say? Rock scene. Let me look it up.
Oh no. Do you think Jam will come back?
I hope so. Yeah, you can just sit here and everything feels very far away.
Hmm.
We're all stupid, small stupid humans. It's like our whole deal. I'm reenacting the rock scene.
Okay.
Okay, back to your theory about the rock, or not the rock, the like there are universes where you don't exist.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but hear me out. What if everything is what's that the Newton's law? Nothing is created nor destroyed. Like
That's energy. That's Einstein, I think.
okay, take that out.
About? I'm so confused.
Jam, you're just gonna have to wait for the edited recording.
All right, I'll just sit here. It's fine.
Wait, where were you going with the
Sorry. I got distracted. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So what if like everyone does exist in every universe because like you are just energy and energy never like is there or not there, but you're just like in a different form. Does that make sense?
Oh my God, Loho, you're a genius. No, that's so true. Oh, I just got chills.
How come that made sense to you? But
No, oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up. That's crazy. That's why they're rocks in the alternate universe.
yeah.
Because that's what their atoms were. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up.
I'm
Wow.
so sorry.
No, my mind is blown. That's crazy.
Anyways, what do we think about today's episode?
Wait, is it still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wait. I'm so confused.
Okay, so basically, I was saying how this is the rock scene in Everything Everywhere All at Once because it's just our names on a black screen. And then whoever is talking gets highlighted, right? I don't know. It's just giving, and the font too. The font reminds me of the rock scene and Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then Loho was saying how okay, well, you know how I was saying like Everything Everywhere All at Once doesn't make sense because there's universes. Like if everything is happening everywhere all at once and there's infinite universes, then that means there's infinite universes where you don't exist as a concept because you just like as a person never came to be or whatever.
Yeah.
Loho's theory is genius because energy isn't created or like matter or whatever can't be created or destroyed. And so the whole thing is you exist even if you don't exist as you because your energy or your matter exists, which is why in the rock scene they're rocks because the atoms that or energy that makes up and matter that makes up who they are still exists just in the form of a rock.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Loho, you're a genius.
You know, I don't know where to move on from here. I had my one epiphany for the day.
Oh, I have chills.
So grad school sucks.
It does. But now we have lots to talk about. Thanks, grad school.
And that will set up our season.
Okay, TLDRs.
TLDR, my brain is obviously not fully developed yet, and I don't know when it's gonna be, but I can't wait.
TLDR, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a good movie that I finally watched.
TLDR, grad school is paying, but at different levels for different people. All right, bye, Jane.
Bye, Jane.
Bye, Jane.